Hey guys, Geek Gab here. In this video, I'll be talking about and just generally discussing the new Fantastic Four movie that's going to be coming out. Now, before I start, there are likely going to be those of you who don't know about the Fantastic Four, or have at least heard about them but don't really know anything about them. So, just to summarize and not go into a full-blown comic book rant, because that's just not the subject matter of this video. Here we go. Now, Fantastic Four were essentially the first heroes to show up under the Marvel banner. They were called the First Family. They're often called the Marvel's First Family. Now, first you got Reed Richards, often called and often shown to be the smartest man on the planet, and also known as Mr. Fantastic. Now, he, as well as his girlfriend and later wife, Sue Storm, his brother-in-law, the youngest of the team, Johnny Storm, as well as his best friend, dang it, I can't remember his name. Oh, yeah, Frank Grimm. Dang it. That was close. Anyway, they went into space, and they got hit by cosmic rays in a storm. And when they crash-landed, Mr. Fantastic gained the ability to stretch to great extents. Sue gained the ability to turn invisibility and create psionic force fields. She'd experiment with this ability and get more versatility in the future. That's basically the gist of it. Johnny could turn into this flaming form and could produce and manipulate fire and heat. And the Thing, well, he ended up as a towering humanoid rock monster covered in rock-like skin plates. And that greatly enhanced his strength and durability and all his other physical capabilities, to the point where he's often seen competing with top physical fighters like the Hulk in hand-to-hand combat. Now, anyway, as for the movie, now, the Fantastic Four aren't technically in the MCU yet. At least, not the universe that we've been watching for the last 20-some years. They're actually in a different alternate universe that takes place in the 60s. Now, me personally, I love that aesthetic, especially for the technology, and I really wish they would have kept it. Even when they reach our universe somehow. But anyway, what fascinates me, however, before I start going through my points I wanted to cover, is it's kind of fascinating how in this alternate universe it's still in the same place, New York, on Earth. But not necessarily the same time period. Now, it will be called Fantastic Four First Steps. It will likely be them, in their first steps into their Fantastic Four career, into their hero career, when they just get their powers and are early on in their career. Anywho, just some basic information, I guess. Now, first, I wanted to cover hopes of what I want from most to least likely, based on information I have gathered from the trailer, as well as just stuff I'm expecting from the movie. Now, obviously, I'm hoping that they do Galactus right this time. Not that he's been particularly bad in the past. It's just, we've never actually gotten to see him before. He's always been obstructed by clouds and other stuff because, well, let's be real, we've never had the technology, let alone the budget, to really show Galactus, let alone really do him justice. Anywho, I'm also hoping that we get to see like a lot of like high tech cool stuff, really sciencey stuff from Reed Richards, like really showcase him thinking, not like stretching and punching, because we've seen him do plenty of that. I'm more excited to see all the kind of like cool tech and sci-fi stuff that he does. Seeing him really showcases his intelligence, and also just getting to see like just plenty of combat, and just like really wanting to see like how they one up themselves from how the first two Fantastic Four movies for Fox were. Not talking about the reboot, because that was just yikes. Now, next, I wanted to discuss my theories, ranging from most to least likely, using info from the trailer, not in confirmed info, not hearsay or rumors or discussions. So, we know from the trailer, Galactus is likely to show up, and we know that, that this is early on in their career when they've just became the Fantastic Four. Now, as for theories, honestly, I have to, look for any updated trailers, but as for theories, I'm thinking maybe the Fantastic Four will either stop Galactus because he's a regular enemy of theirs, or maybe because they have to end up in the 616 MC universe at some point somehow. Maybe they fail somehow, or maybe they stop Galactus, but at what cost? At the cost of, mass damage and maybe mass casualties or something. Or maybe they just fail altogether and Reed Richards essentially has to watch a burning ship go down. And basically just take that, just he has to deal with that and process that and just hold on to that memory for God knows how long. And they would have to build a special ship that would travel into another universe. So maybe they could, I don't know, get a second chance or something? I don't know. Anyway, like I said, there's not much info to really go off of in the trailer to really form theories off of. Now, as for, stuff I would want to see kind of theories, like, will they fight the Mole Man, or the Puppet Master, or, other stuff? I don't know. They haven't really shown if that will happen, or any indication from the trailer. Now I'm just gonna start discussing the movie in general. Now, so far, The Thing looks amazing. Chef's kiss. Honestly, he looks the best I've ever seen him out of any of the movies. And that's saying a lot, because the special effects in the Fox movies was pretty good, all things considered, at the time, with the limited technology. And I love how they, when he claps and when he just moves, it has already, gravelly, earthy, kind of like a sound effect to it. Really makes it feel immersive and real. And I also think that everyone just looks so perfect. I know that people like to complain that Pedro Pascal is always stealing roles and how he's just all over the place. But honestly, I feel like he looks more Reed Richards than Reed Richards somehow, if that makes any sense. And just based off of what I've seen from the trailer, everyone is cast so well. They act perfectly. Sue Storm looks amazing. Now, I will admit that they did a great job casting Human Torch specifically, because he definitely looks the youngest out of them. Now, I also love the look of Herbie. I just love the whole 1960s aesthetic. If I could, I would absolutely get a house built, or a penthouse built like them, that just has that whole cozy 1960s or 70s aesthetic. Just absolutely love it. But like I tell my mom, old soul, young body. Anywho, honestly, just overall great movie. From what I've seen of the trailer, can't wait to see it. Thinking about trying to see with one of my best friends, Melissa. Now, I know that it's seen as very controversial because, not to trigger anyone, but a lot of people think they're a critic, and they don't really they judge a book by its cover and not by its contents, and they'll just decide to just hate it without actually seeing it, and hate it just for the sake of hating it, or basically being sheeple. Don't be sheeple. Form your own opinions. Listen, I'm fine with you having your own opinions. Just form your own opinions. Don't listen to what other people say. For example, I've seen some horror movies on Netflix that had 1 or 2 stars, barely, and they were amazing. So just trust me. Don't listen to what other people say. Anywho, and people are always talking so bad about how The Thing looks so horrible. Are you blind? Are you high? The Thing has never looked better. Have you tried making CGI on your computer? That takes hours, plus years and years of school plus tons of years of experience in the industry to learn how to do. That's the best he's ever looked. I'd like to see you naysayers try to do something that looks even half as good as that. But anyway, I'm not personally attacking anyone. Do not misconstrue that. Just saying, don't be so recklessly hard on it before you've even seen it. Now, honestly, not that much to talk about, per se, just because of the trailer not showing that much, but honestly, cannot wait to see the movie. Now, as for how will it be better than the previous iterations, so far the special effects are better, the casting is better, just everything so far is looking better. Now, don't get me wrong, I still have very fond childhood memories of watching the original two Fantastic Four movies, and still love them. And I did have a childhood crush on Sue Storm. But definitely think this is going to be a lot better, just in many ways. Now, as for implications for the MCU thus far, and in the future going forward, I mean, so far we've seen very little indications of any like earth-shaking stuff coming from the multiverse. Really, the only stuff that we've seen so far multiverse-wise is in the Sonyverse, which I'm confused about the continuity of that and how it, and where it exists, if it's even in the MCU. Venom changed universes temporarily. It's weird. And other than that, nobody knows Peter Parker or Spider-Man anymore. But other than that and the multiversal shenanigans, not much has really happened. I mean, like, not in a sense of, like, alternate universe people showing up, I meant. But anyway, so when they do show up, because it has been said that they'll show up, I can honestly see that this would shake up a lot. Not majorly, but it would be like the first case that they've seen so far of of anyone arriving from another universe. And, of course, the Fantastic Four would be very displaced, very disoriented, as they try to adjust to... as they try to adjust to a new universe, new location. The Baxter Building probably wouldn't exist, or if it does, it wouldn't have the Fantastic Four stuff in or on it. So they would have to set up all over again. Plus the new time period, they would have to catch up on like plenty of decades worth. And of course they would have to like catch up on like the differences historically or otherwise of how this Earth differs from theirs, besides the fact that we aren't in the 60s. We're in the 2020s so far. Plus just other differences. Because, you know, there could be major or minor differences. Now, other than that, I also think that, you know, Reed Richards, you know, the smartest being on the planet, showing up would also shake things up a lot, because S.H.I.E.L.D. would likely want to work with him. And, of course, you know, the governments of the world would also be trying to get their hands on him and his stuff. Also, I mean, honestly, that's the only stuff I can really think of at the moment as of the latest movies. But as for more of the controversies, I know a lot of people are upset about the Silver Surfer being turned into a chick. Now, here's the thing, I don't read much comics just because, well, two reasons. One, I have very particular interests, and two, I don't want to go through the hassle of trying to collect like a million of these paper thin issues just to get a complete chapter, let alone the entire story. So I usually look for hardcovers. Anywho, so I didn't know if this was just like an alternate universe of Silver Surfer. Like, okay, a girl Silver Surfer, this could be interesting. But apparently, this is not Norrin Rad. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Apparently, it's a female version of the character Shala Ball, who is Norrin Rad's wife. Apparently, this is, but of course, separate reality. So, for those who complain about being woke or the MCU or other bullcrap, it is not the case. They're not trying to be woke. They're not trying to be, forcefully inclusive. They're just trying to be, creative and show that it's in an alternate universe, So of course, they're bound to make some things different. So just try not to judge too fairly and actually wait to see the movie before you come to a conclusion. Now, as for how will they integrate into the 616 universe and react to not only being displaced from their home universe, but how different things are here, I'm not so sure yet, because there's a lot of things to consider, but I do think that it will take them a period to readjust. But honestly, it's kind of hard to say until they show a trailer that has more in it, or until I've actually seen the movie. And how will they disrupt the status quo given the latest developments like the introduction of adamantium and other new world-shaking updates? Honestly, hard to say. I mean, I want to say majorly because, there's been no confirmed people just popping up from another universe. So kind of hard to say, but I will say that Reed Richards will likely, if he shows up from this other universe and starts establishing himself and proving his intelligence, he will likely be called in for a great number of things because now that Tony Stark is gone, they'll need way more brain power. Because, sure, Bruce Banner, Professor Hulk, is crazy intelligent, but his expertise is on gamma radiation and physics, not just like all well-rounded like Reed Richards is. So Reed Richards will likely, show up to examine adamantium and study it. And he'll likely want to study it because Reed Richards. Now, that's really all I can think of for just like stuff I wanted to discuss for the movie. Now, I have seen really cool scenes from the trailer, like the Thing pulling a freighter ship out of the water, and that just looked so badass. Now, anyway, In my next video, I'll be discussing the upcoming Superman movie. So please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Please enjoy.